welcome back to the deep dive.
Yeah.
We all know about first aid kits for ourselves.
Right.
But today we're taking a deep dive into why our pets need them too.
Yeah, they absolutely do. It's funny. We go all out baby-proofing our homes, but sometimes totally forget that our fur babies can get into just as much trouble.
Exactly. So we've got our human first aid kit, right?
Right.
But what about one that's like totally tailored to our pets? We're talking gauze, bandages.
Yeah, antiseptic wipes for sure.
Yes.
Tweezers. Huge must-have.
Oh, tweezers.
Especially if you've ever had to deal with like a tick on a squirming dog.
Oh my gosh, yes. The tick struggles are real.
Oh, it's a nightmare. Those little legs.
Okay, so we've got gauze, bandages, antiseptic wipes, tweezers.
Yeah.
What about a thermometer?
Thermometer, absolutely. I know it might seem kind of strange to take your pet's temperature,
Yeah.
but fevers can be a really big sign that something's wrong.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You want to know if your little buddy's running hotter than, a sidewalk in summer?
Yeah. Okay, perfect. And, of course, we can't forget saline solution.
Oh, yeah. Saline solution's like the MVP of a pet first aid kit.
It is.
I mean, you can use it for cleaning wounds, soothing irritated eyes, even rinsing off something gross they might have gotten into.
Totally. I feel like it's good for us, too.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay, so we've got saline solution.
One thing people often forget?
Yeah.
Even the sweetest pet, biggest cuddle bug, they can totally turn into a snapping turtle when they're hurt.
Oh, yeah.
That's why it's so important to have a muzzle in your kit. It's for everyone's safety, you and your pet.
That's a really good point, because you don't want to get bit when you're trying to help them.
Exactly.
Okay, so muzzle is in there. What about hydrogen peroxide?
Oh. My grandma always swore by it.
Oh, grandma's remedies.
Yeah.
You got to be careful with those. I mean, hydrogen peroxide can induce vomiting,
Right.
but there are some things that are way worse coming back up, like bleach.
Yeah.
Don't do anything like that unless your vet specifically tells you to. Okay, noted. We'll leave the serious stuff to the pros.
Yeah.
What else should we stock up on before we move on to other things?
Don't forget the most important part, the emergency contact list.
Oh, right.
Got to have your vet's number, the closest 24-hour pet ER, poison control hotlines, all that good stuff.
It's like 911 for our pets. Okay, so we've got our kit all prepped and ready to go. Now let's talk about some of the unexpected dangers that are lurking around our homes. I bet you've got some surprising ones up your sleeve.
Oh, I absolutely do. You know those sugar-free treats that we humans love? Well, they often have something called xylitol in them.
Oh, yeah.
And it's super toxic to dogs.
Really?
Yeah. Like, imagine giving them a dose of Zoomies gone wrong.
Oh, no.
It can cause drops in their blood sugar, seizures, even liver damage.
I had no idea the xylitol was that serious.
That's no joke.
Wow. Okay. I will definitely be double-checking ingredient labels from now on. So what else should we be on the lookout for?
Well, there's the classic chocolate,
all right.
especially dark chocolate. That's a big no-no for pups.
Wait, seriously? I always thought dogs loved chocolate.
They might love the taste,
Uh-huh.
but it's actually really dangerous for them. It has this thing called theobromine in it, and dogs have a hard time breaking it down.
Oh.
Imagine a dog trying to digest a brick. That's basically what's happening.
So no chocolate for my dog. Got
Yeah.
it. What other seemingly harmless things could be trouble?
You know those snack plates that we put out?
Oh, yeah.
Grapes and raisins?
Yeah.
They can cause kidney problems for dogs, even in small amounts.
Raisins, too. I always thought they were like a healthy snack.
Nope.
Okay, so no cheese board buddies for my pup, I guess.
Yeah.
What else should we add to the no-no list?
Onions and garlic are big ones.
Really?
They're toxic to both dogs and cats. And they can
Wow.
really mess up their red blood cells.
So no sharing those tasty leftovers. Got it. This is eye-opening. What about houseplants? I know some of those can be toxic too, right?
You're right. A lot of common houseplants can be dangerous to pets. Like lilies are super dangerous for cats. Even just a little brush against them can cause serious problems.
Like a floral minefield for our cats. Okay, so say our pet manages to sneak a bite of something they shouldn't. What's the first thing we do?
First things first, stay calm,
Okay.
no panicking. Then grab that emergency contact list we talked about and call your vet or the ASPCA Animal Poison Control Center right away. They're basically the poison emergency hotline.
Got it. So no inducing vomiting unless they say so.
Right.
And if it's something topical, just rinse with lukewarm water and some mild pet shampoo.
Exactly. And don't wait around to see if symptoms show up. With poisoning, time is of the essence.
Totally. Okay, so we've tackled those sneaky toxins. Now, what about injuries? It feels like my pup is a magnet for mishaps.
So, I bet. So let's break it down, starting with bleeding wounds.
All right, say my dog takes a tumble and gets a cut. What's our first move?
All right, so first thing you want to do is grab a clean cloth or some gauze and apply gentle pressure to the wound.
Okay, got it.
And if the bleeding doesn't stop after about 10 minutes, it's time for a trip to the vet.
10 minutes of pressure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm guessing we should skip the hydrogen peroxide here, too.
Yep, you got it. Saline solution and a pet-safe antiseptic, those are your best friends for cleaning minor cuts and scrapes. Hydrogen peroxide can actually slow down the healing process.
Makes sense. Well, saline solution's like the real hero of our pet first aid kit.
It really is. It's so versatile.
It is. Okay, now what about something a little more scary, like a broken bone? My dog loves to jump off of things that he shouldn't.
Oh, boy. Yeah, so if you suspect a fracture, the most important thing is to keep your pet as still as possible and resist that urge to play doctor. Don't try to set the bone yourself.
Right. No at-home bone setting.
Exactly. Just get them to the vet as quickly and safely as possible.
All right, good advice. Okay, let's talk about a truly terrifying scenario.
Well,
What if our pet stops breathing?
okay, deep breaths. This is where knowing pet CPR can seriously be a lifesaver. So first we need to check for breathing. We're going to look for any chest movement or feel for air near their nose.
Okay, if they're not breathing.
All right, lay them on their side on a firm surface. And for small pets, picture this. You're giving them a little puff of air over their nose and mouth every 3 seconds, like you're blowing a tiny bubble.
Okay, tiny breaths every 3 seconds for our little buddies. What about for bigger dogs?
For our gentle giants, you're going to cover just their nose and give 1 breath every 5 seconds. And then imagine you're giving those tiny chest compressions to the beat of Staying Alive.
Yeah.
About 100 to 120 compressions per minute. You'll use 1 hand for small pets and both hands for larger dogs.
Staying alive. I love it. It's a good way to remember the rhythm.
It is.
So breaths, compressions, and we keep going until they start breathing again or until help arrives. Wow, this is intense, but so important to know.
It really is. And, taking a pet CPR class can be a great way to get some hands-on practice and feel more confident in an emergency.
That's a really good idea. I should probably sign up for one of those. Okay, we've tackled poisoning, injuries, even CPR. What other kind of warm weather woes should we be ready for?
Yes. As those sunny days roll around, heat stroke is a huge one to watch out for. Especially for our furry friends who have those thick coats or the smush-faced breeds like pugs and bulldogs.
Yeah, it's like they're so cute, but their little flat faces make it harder for them to cool down right.
Exactly. So you want to watch for signs like excessive panting, drooling, confusion. It's like they're having a meltdown.
Right.
But not the cute kind.
Not the cute kind. Yeah, so if my dog is panting like he just ran a marathon on a hot day, that's a big red flag.
Big red flag. Get them to a cool shaded area right away. Offer them little sips of water. Wet their fur with some cool water and put those cool damp cloths on their belly and their paws. But remember, no ice baths.
Really? No
Yeah.
ice baths? I thought that was the thing to do.
It's like jumping into a freezing lake after being in a sauna.
Right.
It can shock their system.
Oh, okay.
Gradual cooling is key.
Got it. So gradual cooling, then straight to the vet.
Exactly. Heat stroke is serious business. Okay, I think our listeners are ready for a little rapid-fire round of questions.
I think so too. Let's do it.
Hit me.
Okay. First up, what do we do if our pet is choking? I swear my dog tries to eat everything.
Oh, yeah. So if you can see the object and it's safe to remove it with tweezers, go for it. But if not, you can try the pet Heimlich maneuver.
The Heimlich.
Mm.
Okay, tell us how it's done.
All right, so picture this. You've got your small pet on your lap facing away from you. You're going to give 5 firm back blows between the shoulder blades. Like you're burping a baby, but maybe a little firmer.
Okay, so 5 back blows for the little guys. What about big dogs?
Stand behind them, wrap your arms around their waist, make a fist just below their rib cage, and then give 5 quick inward and upward thrusts. It's like giving a hug, but with purpose.
I love that, the Heimlich hug.
All
Okay,
right.
hopefully we'll never have to use it, but good to know just in case. Next question. What if our pet have a seizure?
Okay, first thing is to stay calm. Clear the area around them so they don't bump into anything. And time the seizure. If it lasts longer than 2 minutes, give your vet a call right away.
Okay, so basically just create a safe space for them and time it.
Exactly. No need to restrain them, just keep them safe and monitor the situation.
Got it. Last question. How do we safely transport an injured pet?
For larger pets, a blanket or a board can work as a makeshift stretcher. Just try to minimize their movement to prevent further injury.
Like a VIP transport for our furry friend.
Exactly.
This has been an amazing crash course in pet emergency preparedness. I feel so much more prepared now.
Me too. It's incredible how much we've learned.
Right. We've gone from building a first aid kit to pet CPR, and even how to find the perfect vet. But before we wrap things up, I want to touch on something really important.
Okay.
We focused a lot on the physical stuff, but what about our pets' emotional well-being? I mean, they're practically family.
Absolutely. They deserve to be just as happy and emotionally healthy as we do. And just like us, they feel a whole range of emotions, from pure joy to the occasional bout of, the dog blues.
Totally. My dog, he gets so excited when I come home. It's like he's won the lottery every single time.
Yeah.
But he definitely knows how to sulk when he doesn't get his way, too. So how can we make sure our pets are emotionally thriving?
Think of it as creating a positive environment where they feel safe, loved, and stimulated.
Okay, so a positive environment. What are the key ingredients for that?
Love, comfort, playtime, all the good stuff. Shower them with affection, give them a comfy spot they can call their own. Make sure they get plenty of exercise and mental stimulation.
So it's kind of like a balanced diet, but for their emotional well-being.
Exactly. And just like with a healthy diet, consistency is key. Keep their routine predictable. Meal times, walks, playtime. It helps them feel secure and less anxious.
It's like having a tiny little roommate who thrives on a well-structured schedule.
Exactly. And don't forget about their social life. Expose them to different people, animals, and environments. It's like puppy or kitty kindergarten.
Uh-huh. I love it. We're raising well-adjusted, furry citizens of the world.
That's the goal.
Mhm.
And one last thing, pay attention to their body language. They can't tell us what's wrong, but their behavior speaks volumes. Learn to recognize those subtle signs of stress or anxiety.
Like a tucked tail or flattened ears, or even panting when they're not hot.
Exactly. It's like learning a new language. You know, doggish or Catanese. The better you understand their signals, the better you can meet their needs.
Wow, this has been so eye-opening.
Yeah,
I feel like I can be a much better pet parent now.
me too. It's all about creating a loving and enriching environment where our furry friends can really thrive.
Okay, so we've covered tons about keeping our pets safe at home.
Yeah.
But what about when we need to find a vet? Like finding the right vet
Yeah.
feels like a big decision.
It is. It's kind of like dating.
Yeah.
You want someone you can trust, who's going to listen to you, who really understands your pet.
Yeah, totally. So where do we even start? It feels like there are so many options out there.
I think word of mouth is always a really good place to begin.
Yeah.
Talk to your friends, family, other pet parents. See who they recommend.
Tap into that pet parent grapevine.
Exactly.
What about online reviews? Are those a good resource?
Yeah, definitely websites like Yelp or Google Reviews can give you a good sense of what other pet owners' experiences have been like.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got word of mouth, we've got online reviews.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else we should keep in mind when we're trying to pick a vet?
Yeah, think about the logistics.
Okay.
Like, is the clinic conveniently located?
Right.
Do their hours work with your schedule?
Yeah.
And are they experienced with your type of pet?
Oh, that's a good point.
Like, you wouldn't want to take a parrot to a vet who specializes in hamsters.
Totally.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing a vet who's great with dogs might not be the best fit for a super skittish cat.
Yeah, exactly. Each pet has their own, needs and personality. And you want a vet who gets that.
Okay, so we found a potential vet. They seem like a good fit. What's next? Do we just, book the appointment and hope for the best?
I would actually recommend scheduling a meet and greet first before you fully commit.
A meet and greet. Is that like a first date for your pet?
Exactly.
I love that.
It's a chance for you and your pet to meet the vet and the clinic staff.
Right.
Make sure you know the vibe is right.
Yeah, that takes some of the pressure off that first, official appointment.
Okay, so let's say we found our awesome vet.
Okay.
What's the protocol for those regular, non-emergency visits?
Definitely always schedule an appointment in advance.
Okay.
Don't just show up unannounced and hope for the best.
So no impromptu drop-ins.
Yeah.
Got it. But what about true emergencies? Those moments when every second counts?
Yeah, if it's a life-threatening situation, like if your pet's having trouble breathing, they're bleeding severely, or they've collapsed, call your vet or the nearest emergency animal hospital immediately.
And this is where that emergency contact list comes in handy. Yes. Having those numbers programmed into your phone can truly be a lifesaver.
Absolutely. So call first, then rush over.
Exactly. And if you can have someone else drive so you can Focus on your pet in the back seat.
Good tip.
Stay calm, and remember, you've got this.
Yeah.
You're armed with all this new knowledge and a great vet on your side.
This has been such a great deep dive. I feel like we've learned so much.
I know, it's amazing how much we covered.
We've gone from building a pet first aid kit to pet CPR to even finding the perfect vet.
Yeah.
But before we say goodbye, I want to leave our listeners with one last thought.
Okay, go for it.
Remember that you are the best advocate for your furry, feathered, or scaled friend.
So true.
Trust your instincts, be prepared, and never be afraid to ask questions.
Beautifully said. And remember, the bond that you share with your pet is truly special. Cherish it, nurture it, and enjoy every moment.
Well, folks, that's a wrap on our deep dive into pet emergency preparedness. Thanks for joining us.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and give those furry friends an extra